Hi, thanks so much for tuning in to Government Matters. I'm Meredith, Town Council President, and today I'm joined by Braintree's Ann Toland, who wears so many hats serving our community. Thanks so much for being here today, Ann.
Thank you for inviting me.
One of the reasons I wanted to host this show, Ann, is for people to know there are all the ways local government touches their lives. And in one person, you, we have both an elected official as a library trustee and the director of the Crispin Center, which helps so many of Braintree's families and has been in business or serving the community for more than 50 years now. So first, I would love to talk about the library and your role as a trustee, because I don't know that...
I love to talk about the library.
Me too.
So.
Good. And I don't know that a lot of people know that the library has an elected board that helps oversee its business. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about why you got interested in being a library trustee and what a trustee does.
I've always been involved with the library. Way back when my children were small, when I was growing up also, but when my children were small, we had the East Braintree branch of the library. Kids went to library school, which was a weekly project that we were all involved in, and there was programs for the parents while the kids were at their little nursery school in the library. And I did a lot of volunteer work for the library. I've always loved it. So when I did have the opportunity to fill a vacancy back in 2002, I was very happy to come onto the board. I've been on there since. It is an elected position. Some towns have appointed boards of trustees. Braintree, in its charter, has, to my knowledge, always had an elected board. We oversee the legal and the financial and a lot of the community service for the town of Braintree. We work very closely with Terry Stano, who is our director, and Laurie Kavanaugh, our assistant director. They're terrific, as what is the whole staff. So it's a pleasure for me to be on there, and it's a place I love to be, and I have nothing but admiration for the staff and for the way the library has become so involved with the town. It's a very big resource for the town, and I love it.
I couldn't agree more, and I know I think the library is unique in that it's one of the institutions in town that services every single member of our community.
It does.
I brought my kids there when they were newborn babies, mostly for myself, but they were still there as newborn babies, and serves all the way through everyone's entire life in our community, and it is a massive resource for all of our residents. And I know one of the things that we just had the director talk to us about at the town council meeting, and I would love to hear more from you, is the library does a strategic plan every 5 years. And the library just completed its 5-year plan. So maybe you can talk a little bit about how the plan was developed and some of the things that you're really excited about looking ahead for the next 5 years.
The library is part of the Old Colony Library Network, known as OCLN. And one of the requirements is a strategic plan every 5 years. And it's a time not only to plan for the future, but kind of review our last plan and to see if we accomplished everything that we intended to, or addressed it anyway. And it's a nice vision for the town. Especially this year where they're working on the master plan too. The library is very involved with that. And we do address the needs of the residents, the changing times, and not only do we formulate the strategic plan, but it is reviewed at any time we think anything has to be changed or updated.
That's a great point.
So we address.
I was just going to jump in and say, when we look back 5 years, in that 5-year time span, we were hit with COVID. And I don't think that was in our previous 5-year plan.
No.
So I know this is a real point of pride for the library.
I know that our library staff and the director, assistant director, and the members of the board, we were able to address what the quarantine and the pandemic did to the town, but also how we could change our approach with the library closed. We did curbside service. We did a lot of online programs. There was a lot of children's programs, and they did craft programs. And the staff came up with so many ideas. They would put online a craft to do and the instructions, but the parent or guardian or somebody could come by and get the bag with all the parts of it, the materials, and the kids could go home and do craft projects. When the library opened again, it was fun to see the crafts because the kids brought them in again.
Oh, that's a great idea.
But the staff is very good at addressing whatever issues come up, and they're very flexible, and they really come up with they're very caring, and you can tell that. We do have a newsletter every month, and there are calendars for the next month. You get them either online or at the library with whatever activities are coming up, both for children, for the adults, and for seniors. We have an OLLI program over there that is affiliated with UMass, and
wow.
It's for seniors to take courses, and they sign up for the courses, but they're done right in the library.
That's a great.
So it's for everybody.
It's for everybody, and I know you handed me some statistics that I want to highlight for residents, and I'll give just a few of the. And if there's any I miss, Ann, that you think we need to talk about, please jump in. But 100,000 estimated people coming through the library every year. That number blew my mind.
Yes.
When we think about a town of about 40,000 people.
And it's documented as people come in and register.
Yeah, that is outstanding. And I know more than 350,000 books or items checked out of the library.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I learned about in the strategic plan was the Library of Things.
Yes.
So maybe you can talk a little bit about the Library of Things.
Well, it's something new that we are just kind of looking into. That was part of OCLN. A lot of the ideas are coming from them. But to be able to take out little courses and things of that nature, items that people might need for a little while. So it's an all-around lending library.
I would say so. And the other thing that I know was a big change during the COVID, or maybe a shift during COVID, was the shift to reading digitally and on a Kindle or another kind of tablet, and the number of e-books available grew exponentially as well.
It exploded. There's one program is called Hoopla.
Yep.
And you can take 10 books out a month. They come onto your Kindle or your iPad for 2 weeks, and then it's automatically returned, never late. But you can renew books on there. But they also have audio books. So you have the e-books, the audio books, and you have movies and films. And there's a lot of teaching material out there too, but it's all online.
And it's such a fantastic resource, and it's for library card holders. You can also access all of the other libraries in the Old Colony Library Network.
You can borrow from any of the libraries and use the facilities. If they're in the OCLN network, which is all of south of Boston, you have access to any of the libraries.
It is really remarkable.
With the Braintree card. I encourage people to come and at least utilize the library, and to definitely sign up for a library card.
Absolutely.
That keeps the library going truly, because a lot of state funding is determined by the number of card holders.
Oh, that's great to know.
Yes. So that's
sign up for your library card, please, if you don't have one. And your kids can sign up if they can write their name, right?
As soon as they can write their name, they're on there. And also, anybody who is using the online services, that is added in, like somebody coming in to take out a book. So that's all added up as usage of the library.
I know that I get my books on my Kindle all without having to pay a cent, because I can check them out of Fair Public Library, and it is so easy, and it's free. And one thing I always like to highlight and remind residents is our tax dollars go to help fund the library, and the services the library provides on average only cost $40 per year. So it is truly a bargain when you think about the range of services and information and all the access that the library provides.
Also, there is community rooms that can be utilized. There's smaller rooms for small groups, but there is the Logan Auditorium, and that can be scheduled for a group that needs it. And if it's a nonprofit, it's free.
That's another great resource.
That also accounts for our usage of the library. And there's a lot of musical programs that are just starting up now in the fall. And it's just all around great place for so many people. And like you say, from young children right up through seniors, the library's there. We do work closely also with the Council on Aging, so we will do deliveries of books for anybody who is shut in or anything, and we work closely with the Council on that.
That's another great service the library provides to our residents. So looking ahead in the current 5-year plan, is there anything, Ann, you're particularly excited about or want to highlight for folks?
I think to see the changing not complexion, but how our community is changing, and to be able to address other cultures and make sure that we are involving everybody. It's an education for myself as well as for another person. I think to make sure that the library is including everybody in the community. That's my excitement there.
That's great, and
as time goes on, whatever plans we need to do. I know the last 5-year plan, we were able to renovate the children's room, which came out beautiful, and we get that completely done. So I know there's some other minor renovations that are going to be done during this 5 years.
That's a great point, and even if you don't have children, I encourage you to stop by and take a visit to the children's room, because it is warm and inviting and colorful and really fun. A fantastic project.
Speaking for the Board of Trustees, we're very happy to be all involved in the library. We're very pleased with the staff. We're very pleased with our director and our assistant director, and we're always there to help too. So we all enjoy it.
It's another great resource. And moving to your other resource in town, put your other hat on, Ann. The Crispin Center, which has been serving Braintree for over 50 years, just celebrated your 50th anniversary, which is remarkable.
Party.
It was lots of fun. I had the honor of attending. So for residents who might not know about the Crispin Center, talk a little bit about the range of services the Crispin Center provides year-round.
Love to. The Crispin Center has a food pantry. It's mainly for Braintree residents. We will take care of other people if it's an emergency. And we have curbside service since the pandemic, and I think we're going to keep it that way. It works out very well. We have a list of what we have inside the building, and we have volunteers that go in and do the shopping.
Wow.
And they bring it out curbside, and it involves dairy, we have produce. We have a lot of produce right now, and meat products, and then all the non-perishable items, cleaning products, if we have them, diapers for children, adults, diapers and things of that nature. We have cosmetics like toothpaste, deodorants and everything. So there's a whole list of things. Residents can come once every 2 weeks, and we try to give them a full shopping cart full of groceries, and we will cater. We know ahead of time how many children are in the household, so we'll gear a lot of the cereals and a lot of fruit juices and, of course, snacks. That's the top of the list. But sometimes the kids have to bring them to school, so you want to make sure that they have access to all that, and they're able to bring the things to school. And as I say, they can come once every 2 weeks, and if there's any type of an emergency, they need something quickly, they can come up and get it. They don't have to wait 2 weeks. How
do residents who may be in need or have food insecurity, how do they get in touch with the Crispin Center to get on your or your
They can
grab
come
and go
on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. They should bring a current proof of residency, like a rent receipt or any type of receipt.
Yep.
Also verify with a bill dated within the last 3 months, so it's a current residence.
Yep.
And then after that, we list in how many children. We also keep track of how many seniors we serve, how many veterans, and that's all part of our requirements with Greater Boston Food Bank. We are members of Greater Boston Food Bank, thank goodness, because they provide a lot of our supplies. Today happened to be great. Every 2 weeks we go to Greater Boston. Today was the day, and we got 2,200 pounds of food.
Oh my gosh!
But we do an order list, so that when we get there, our stuff is being packed up, and it includes dairy. We got milk today, and hamburger and chicken, and a lot of cheese, and then the canned goods and everything. It happens to have a lot of produce right now, so we were able to get quite a bit of produce, and then we'll put those on our list of what's available. We became part of the Braintree Community Task Force when COVID hit.
Yes.
And at that time, it was different town departments, but it was also private nonprofits and nursing homes and people who were caring for elders. And we developed a delivery system of grocery orders. We still continue it today, and we do that every other week. And we have about 40 to 48 family individuals that we deliver to, and those we call up and get their grocery order. So it's still a customized order. We'll let them know if something special comes in. Anything special comes in, they know they can get those things too. But after a while, you get to know what they need, what they want, and I try to have the volunteers who deliver. I try to have them actually, I do deliveries too, but try and deliver to the same people every 2 weeks. So it's like a wellness check with a lot of the elders.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
and
you kind of know and you know, are they eating right, or whatever. So it is a wellness check for them. So.
That is, and I want to, and again, you presented me with this list of statistics, and I want the first one that just jumps out. Last year, so in 2022, the Crispin Center distributed more than 64,000 pounds of food.
Yes, we did.
And
we did.
It's easy to forget walking around town that there are a lot of families in need.
Oh, and especially this past year during the pandemic. I mean, there were people that have never had to ask, and it was very hard for them to come, and we try to make them as comfortable as possible. But it was very hard for them to come and ask for help, and I emphasize to them that when they get back on their feet, they become our donors, and they do.
And volunteers.
And volunteers, and so they come for your kids. Don't be uncomfortable. If you need it, you need it, and when you don't need it, you give it back to us. And we helped a couple of unions, and in particular, it was National Grid. When they were on strike, I went down to the picket line, and I was giving out the cards, and it was coming on Christmas and Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to them, I don't care if you live in Braintree, if you have a union card, come over, and which they did. Then come Christmas, which we have a Christmas program, which I'll talk about.
Yes.
But they came over for toys for their children and their Christmas meal. Thanksgiving meal was a butterball turkey and all the fixings. But to this day, in fact today it happened too, I have National Grid workers come in with grocery bags. And I have said to them, I don't think we gave you this much. And they're still coming after a couple of years. But that happens with a lot of people. Once they get on their feet, they become our donors. But I will tell you, I'm very privileged to be able to see the generosity of Braintree from the town government, who supports us. Both mayors have been terrific, and all of the town departments, town workers. They do it on work time, but they also do it on their own personal time. Businesses are tremendous. I did give you a list of businesses that help us. And schools, the school children do a lot of donating for us, especially during the holidays. They like to do toy collections and things.
Of course.
And then all of the churches, and as I say, all of the businesses, a lot of them do food drives for us too.
Well, I will say,
and the residents, the people that drive up and say, it was buy one get one free, so here's my free or whatever, what do you need this week?
Yep.
If we're low on something, these residents, they step up, and all of these private organizations, clubs, they do food drives for us too. So in addition to the food pantry, which I kind of went off on a tangent, we have a holiday program.
Yes.
We are just announcing the dates and everything for that, which if we could give them to the council and put the announcements out.
Yep.
So our food pantry recipients can start signing up now for the holidays. The farm will take care of Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving distribution is the Monday and Tuesday of Thanksgiving week, and that's over at 74 Ponds.
Okay.
They'll get their turkey, they'll get a basket with all of their items, the sides, but they'll also get cake mixes or whatever they want, and a basket of biscuits, a tray of biscuits. Usually there's a frozen pie in there or something else for the family. And then come Christmas time, because we're no longer located permanently year-round in Pond Street, we have gone to gift cards for the food for Christmas, because distribution is for 3 days and we wouldn't be able to refrigerate everything.
Right.
So last year what we did is we went to a gift card, and that will take care of all the groceries. There'll be some tables with cake mixes or flour and sugar and things like that they can also have. But what they do is they've already, when they sign up for the holidays, they put boy, girl, children, what their ages are, so we know that we have ample toys in that age category. And we have a huge toy drive that's put on by the town.
Yes.
And that's done in the first part of December, which is a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yes.
But we also have Fill a Cruiser.
Yeah.
And donate to the fire department, and they all do toy drives for us. The Life Community Church and a couple of other organizations do pajama drives, so that's another biggie. And then we have a lot of clothing items that are delivered, donated, and so people get a good variety. and we do up through high school for the kids. So the kids from about 13 on, I mean, you can give them a dozen toys before that, but as they get older, we'll have basketballs and footballs and things like that, and a lot of makeup cases and things of that nature, and some clothing, hats and gloves and all that. But we also give gift cards to the kids that are older. So it might be to a favorite store or something. And what we do is we ask for gift cards in small denominations so we can make up an envelope with about $50 worth of cards in it.
That's fantastic.
For the teenagers.
Lots of fun.
Yes. So we do that.
And the holidays are coming, and
fast approaching.
I know. And you say it's a privilege to do this work, and it's a privilege for me to know you and call you a friend, and for all the work that you do for the whole town, because you make it easy.
Okay. The other part of the program that we celebrated this year is the adult daycare program, which we had to suspend in June because of the low amount of people that were coming, and it really wasn't doing the job that it was meant to do, So we are hoping to reinstitute that. I am taking some names and things of people that they might want a family member to come, and that was from 8:30 to 2:30 in the afternoon. Includes a breakfast and dinner, and it's called a social daycare program. It's non-professional.
Well, we'll be looking forward to the update on that. And unfortunately, we are out of time. But I am delighted that you joined us today, and I'm sure this was really informative for our residents.
Okay, and any questions, anybody is free to call. Our phone number is 781-848-2124. And if we're not there, leave a message. We'd be glad to get back to you.
Thank you
so
much,
Thank you so much.
Oh, my gosh.
Wonderful.
Thank you again, and I'm Council President Meredith Berica, and you're watching Government Matters. We'll see you next time.